A 52-year-old man has been found guilty of the attempted murder of 3 children at Parnell Square in Dublin almost 3 years ago. Riad Bouchaker of No Fixed Abode was also found guilty of stabbing childcare worker Leanne Flynn as she tried to protect the children, and of assaulting 2 other children and a teenager who intervened to grab the knife he used during the assault in November 2023. Well, we can cross straight over to the Criminal Courts of Justice now, where our legal affairs correspondent Orla O'Donnell is standing by. And Orla, it was an attack that shocked the country and a long and difficult trial for the victims.
Yes, a very difficult trial, Tommy, and that's probably borne out by the last exhibit that the jurors wanted to see this afternoon before coming to verdicts. And that was a small green padded coat, a little coat worn by a 5-year-old outside the school on the 23rd of November 2023. We've heard that this coat had 3 holes in its hood and some red staining, and it belonged to a little boy, a 5-year-old boy who received a cut on his neck. And Gardaí said that this was part of an effort by Riad Bouchaker to cut the boy's throat. Now, not long after examining this exhibit, the jurors returned with their verdicts. In total, they were deliberating for 4 hours and 42 minutes before coming to unanimous guilty verdicts on all 8 counts. It took just 15 seconds for lives to be changed forever because of what was described as a toxic blend of frustration and inexplicable darkness in Riad Bouchaker's mind. On the morning of November the 23rd, 2023, in a meeting with his brother in the ILAC Centre, Bouchaker said he found out he'd been refused a social welfare benefit. He went back to his hostel and put a brand new kitchen carving knife in his backpack. He left most of his possessions in a nearby mosque and headed to Parnell Square with the knife. A woman who passed him on the way heard him aggressively saying, "Shit Irish, shit effing Irish." He hung around at the back of Parnell Square and asked directions to the primary school. At 1 p.m, he followed a group of older children, but he waited a further 40 minutes for the smallest children he could find as they gathered to go to their after school. With few adults around, Bouchaker crouched down and headed towards a 5-year-old girl, jabbing her ferociously and stabbing her in the heart. Childcare worker Leanne Flynn immediately launched herself at him. She grabbed Bouchaker and tried to pull him back. He stabbed her as they tussled, and he went back again, swinging and slashing at the children's heads, necks and chests. She grabbed him again, screaming for help. Warren Donoghue came running and punched Bouchaker in the head. Caio Benicio hit him with his motorbike helmet, and 17-year-old Alan Lorena Giel grabbed the knife. Bouchaker was brought to the ground and the attack was over within seconds. Doctors from nearby hospitals, as well as firefighters, paramedics and Gardaí rushed to the scene. They went against all protocols to save the little girl's life, grabbing blood from the rotunda for a transfusion in the ambulance and bringing her straight to an operating theatre. Her mother, who had run to Parnell Square, could only watch as doctors worked. The little girl will need 24-hour care for the rest of her life. A 6-year-old girl received a wound to her head, a little boy had a cut to his neck, another child had a slash to his chest, and a clump of a little girl's hair was cut. Bouchaker, who is originally from Algeria and is an Irish citizen, was in hospital for a month. He had brain surgery in 2021, and in Garda interviews he complained about his head, eyes and shoulder, saying he was sick. He said he didn't intend to kill or harm anyone. The prosecution said his lame excuse was absurd. The jury agreed.
Well, this evening, the mother of the girl most seriously injured has spoken about how she first learnt of the news of the stabbing. The attacks were carried out in broad daylight in a busy part of the city, and for those who witnessed the incident, the events have stayed with them. Our reporter Conor Hunt was one of the first journalists on the scene that day and recorded the immediate aftermath.
This, the moment Riad Bouchaker is put into an ambulance. Footage we captured that day, which we can now show for the first time. Moments earlier, he had carried out a most brutal attack, targeting young children, the city shocked. What happened on this street on that November day affected many, most profoundly, of course, the victims and their families. In her first broadcast interview, the mother of the girl most seriously injured spoke out.
Right now, I don't know what she would be like as a 5-year-old or as a 6-year-old if he had progressed the natural way. And he stole that from her. I don't know if he even understands what he did, I don't think there's anything to forgive, because I don't think that anybody in their right state of mind would have done that.
So do you feel anger towards him?
No. It's not going to change anything.
2.5 years on, for those who witnessed the incident and intervened, the events continue to resonate. Siobhan Kearney was attending the Stardust inquests. She was outside for a break when she saw and heard the commotion.
All of a sudden I heard this scream, and I looked across the road and I seen the knife, and I seen the man with the knife, and I just took across the road shouting, he's stabbing the children, he's stabbing the kids. I mean, I tried to drag him to the ground. You know, what are you going to do? People say you could have been killed. Yeah, I could have been. You don't think like that when there's children there.
Others too intervened, members of the public disarming Bouchaker, their actions credited with saving lives that day. Siobhan Kearney was one of those who formed a ring around him as he lay on the ground, saying, "We're not savages." She says her thoughts remain with the families affected and says she's been unable to return to full-time work and is experiencing trauma.
You don't know what you're going to do till it's up against you, you know, and people can turn around and say, I'd have done this and I'd have done that. You try and close your eyes at night and relive that every time. It's horrendous.
Bouchaker's attack that day lasted mere seconds, the repercussions far-reaching, sparking outrage. The city burned that night, and the lives of families changed forever. Conor Hunt, RTE News.
Well, Orla O'Donnell is still standing by. Orla, can you tell us about the reaction in court today when the verdict was read out?
The reaction was quite low-key, Tommy. Mr Justice Tony Hunt had asked beforehand that the verdicts should be received in silence, and there was very little overt reaction in court. Now, afterwards, he said the verdicts were entirely in line with the evidence, and he told the jurors they dealt with a very difficult case, both in terms of its duration and the subject matter. He said if someone wanted a trial, they had a right to have one, and it was important that matters were examined as part of a proper process. Yesterday, he told the jurors that they would be the ones to decide on the evidence, not, he said, a mob outside on Parkgate Street. Now, the parents of some of the children affected and some of the children injured were in court. Afterwards, they smiled, they hugged each other, and they also hugged Leanne Flynn. Her actions certainly ensured that other children were not catastrophically injured on that day. But the prosecution evidence had ended on harrowing evidence from doctors involved in treating the little girl who was most seriously injured, whose mother you heard in that report there. And we've heard that she's in a wheelchair, that she can't speak, she can only blink to say yes or no, and that she suffers from very painful muscle contractions. And we heard that she will need 24 hours a day care for the rest of her life, that she will never live independently because of Riad Bouchaker's actions. Now, Bouchaker himself showed very little reaction beyond the reaction that he's usually shown in court. He seemed not to fully understand the gravity of what was happening, the gravity of what he had been convicted of. He spoke animatedly with his translator and with the intermediary who has been in court to help him during this 3-week-long trial. Mr Justice Tony Hunt then adjourned proceedings. There will be a sentencing hearing on October the 12th when it's expected victim impact evidence will be heard. Tommy.
Orla O'Donnell at the Criminal Courts of Justice, thanks indeed.